Ooh, man. Got red bottoms on. Life is good. You know what I mean?
This is WCDB Albany. This is DJ South Shore. We are going to be beginning our interview. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. But here we go.
What's going on, world? It's the Nah Mean Show.
Yo.
And it's your boy No Face Rel, you know, the unseen, the most wanted. I'm here live, kicking it here at U Albany. Let my guys introduce themselves.
You know, my name is Shoot the Artist, a.k.a. Divine Intervention. I'm all about getting out my comfort zone and trying new things. You're going to learn some new things later on.
And you're also here with Mark Parker. And, you know what I mean? We just here spreading the love and getting it done. How you doing?
Cool.
So, why don't you go around and say what you guys do with the podcast and what you guys do in the community?
Of course.
Well, I could first say how we met. So, I do on the side a project, Laundromat. Used to do a venue last year, and I was involved with the House Party group who helped do some charity shows that help raise money for local homeless organizations. And I did the first one in the series back to back with Birdhouse. We have a show on Friday at No Fun, collab with Birdhouse. So we met at a No Fun show. Gotta throw in the So we met there at the second show that Birdhouse was doing, and y'all were brought on stage. And you can actually say how'd you guys end up there? Because we ended up connecting after Sam from House Party connected us.
That was all.
Yeah. So how'd you end up there?
So let me break it down to you. Like the story started back in June, right? Me and one of my bros, we went to Art on Lark. I was like, yo, I need a table here. I need a table at Art on Lark, right? So I went on their website, subscribed to them. Late August rolled around. The Art on Lark committee sent out a mass email saying that they're going to have Art on Lark Part 2. That's September. Fast forward, September come, Art on Lark come, right? So our bro, No Fun, right? Well, House Party pulled up to my booth, my table at the Art on Lark, and that's how we connected to House Party. So fast forward, House Party said, yo, listen, we got some charity shows, come on and introduce yourself. And that's how we end up meeting bro right here.
Yeah, so Sam is Pereira. He's definitely huge on what he does as far as with the homeless awareness, and that was able to capture me. And then we did an episode. Respect. I did an interview with him, so the work that he's doing, I like to see stuff like that. And as far as with our podcast, that's kind of along the same lines, like mental awareness and a lot of the type of things like that affect that. So definitely dope meeting up with Sam and then being able to meet up with you as well. So look, we're here right now. So
yeah,
we're here right now. That's true.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the kind of work you guys do in the community, anything specifically that you guys have done in the past or in the future, or just what you're excited about right now? And
well, earlier this year, I participated in helping the local Juma market. So their goal is to help empower local entrepreneurs by giving them a space that they could show their craft or their wares or their skills to get them out to the community. And they usually run from every 2 weeks. In the summertime, it's every week you could go to the local Boys and Girls Club on Lark Street. They doing that. You could go apply to their website, become a local vendor if you got a brand and stuff.
That's small.
I actually live around the corner from them. They have a large music instrument library there that you're able to use. So that's a good resource if anyone's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Boys and
You
Girls
big
Club.
on music. You're big on music. I've been peeping at. I've been listening. I've been looking. Watching you.
Yeah. That's all we do here on the station is music, music and culture, and that's why we're here.
Bro.
And using music to elevate the culture and elevate important social issues like homelessness.
Yeah.
For me, my main issue is environmental stuff. That's what I'm planning on going to career-wise. I actually currently work at the New York State Assembly as a researcher, but going to graduate school for environmental stuff next year. And I've been figuring out how to tap into the culture and music, how to elevate, an issue. We're all on a dying planet here. How do how do we raise awareness and in our city? How do we bring it down here? You know, Albany has so much potential, but a lot of it is ruined because of historic mistakes like the highway.
Yeah.
Involved with the Riverfront Collaborative, and we're trying to figure out how to strip that down, remove it, and help build up communities like the Warehouse District and South End, places that have been historically looked past, and the communities there have been wrecked,
and
you know,
abandoned.
and you know now
definitely.
you know like South End was a food desert. Now we have the first grocery,
that's like-
black
that's
owned
Yeah,
grocery,
CrossFit, yeah.
and it's a nonprofit, and they're doing some great work. And yeah, you know, like how can we tie music and culture into these important things? So I'm currently planning an Earth Day festival, and to show the waterfront. You know, Albany used to have a back in the turn of the century, like a very, very big and famous waterfront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we bring that back? You know, because y'all saw in Troy, they've really revamped it.
Especially-
River
Yeah,
Street,
that was nice.
River Street's nice, but you know the thing with Troy though, and the issue here is that, you know, they're like, oh, it's so nice now, and like it was so bad back. Troy still has its issues. They just pushed it up the hill.
Yeah.
They're like, they just gentrified it out, so it's too expensive for anyone to live near
Exactly.
River Street,
Yeah,
and it
That's
just
right.
keep shoving it up. It's like Patrick with the SpongeBob meme. It's
Yeah.
like, why don't we just push it over there and just keep shoving
Just
it.
keep shoving
And you know,
everybody in.
and we got a lot of issues in Albany, and it's you know, we call it the student ghetto. That's where most of the college kids out here in Albany, they all live in Pine Hills. And there was a lot of violence out in the beginning of the summer, and you know
It got real crazy.
it got real crazy.
Everybody-
The heat. Once it got cold, I said, you know, it's gonna be fine. You know, now no one wants to be on the
I mean,
street.
they went viral.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, news all over the internet, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
TikTok.
In the governor's race, actually, Lee Zeldin. I'm not supposed to get super political. I'm not going to say anything. But Lee Zeldin came out here and took a picture in front of Paisan's Pizza, who is more, they're kind of conservative leaning, because it was a good campaign photo because of all the shooting. I was actually next to two shootings. I had friends who were right across from it, and yeah, you know, it's not great to be walking trying to get stuff. But the problem is that people see that and they're like, oh man, Albany's dangerous, Albany's bad, and then they completely ignore why those issues are there. And the fact is that there's a massive amounts of development happening at the same time, where you have the Warehouse District being bought up by, you know, by real estate developers, and they're now going to be all these fancy houses and housing and all that, which is great. And they're not, you know, they're not pricing people out because there wasn't houses there before, you know?
Yeah.
But I really think that the work you guys are doing in the community, it's got to be like everyone's got to be involved, you know?
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
All hands on.
Yeah.
the problem is with college kids is they're kind of only like seasonal residents, you know? They don't, you know, until I graduated last year, until I started living in the city, you know, you don't feel a sense of ownership for that. And I think that's a problem here, is that people see Albany as a college town. They don't see it as a place.
A place.
It's a real place. And,
Yeah.
you know, y'all, this is your
we
place.
live here.
You live here. So to segue that, like, what do you guys currently see Albany as a city, and where do you see it, like the possibility of it going?
I mean,
And how do we get it there?
I got faith in Albany. You know what I mean? When I first moved up here, like it like going from them years on, like it did die down a little bit.
Yeah.
But with other stupid stuff going around, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I got faith in Albany though, cause it's the capital. You know what I mean? It's the capital, so it's like it had
People forget that.
exactly. Like,
Laws come through here.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it's a lot of things. So, I definitely got faith in Albany. I see the future for Albany good, because we got people like you and like, you know what I'm saying? We actually, you know what I mean?
People who care.
Yeah.
People who people who care and want to see the growth of Albany happen, you know what I'm saying? Because going back again, this is the capital.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a fun place, you know what I mean? It's like in the end a place to work also,
Yeah.
but it's not supposed to be where a place be like, oh, it's crazy up there. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I want to go over there. I don't want to live there.
And touch a note on that, like when I get into these rooms where it's like different creators, and it's like, oh, you guys are all from Albany or Troy or Schenectady, and it's just like, it's so much potential here that it's like we all just kind of like come together, whether it's with your crew or, you know, a couple guys, you know, and networking like we are right now, and just kind of just pushing that forward. And that's the way things is just going to move, and just create festivals and stuff like that, and bring people together.
Bring people together.
That's actually one of my favorite parts about the creative scene out here is it's very collaborative. I'm from downstate Long Island, and New York City, that whole area, it's very competitive. People step on each other's throats there. You know, it's all competition. Here, obviously you still have aspects of that, but we're all at the same goal. We're all trying to elevate ourselves and the place. Yep. You know, just how bands and artists and everyone just wants to, they want to see this place flourish. Yeah. And, you know, a rising tide raises everyone. So in general, like I think culture has a place to be elevating cities and putting places on the map. You know, Albany now is known for its underground music scene. Bands tour here. I've seen a band from Germany. It was their first U.S. tour. It was in a house show in Albany in Pine Hills. You know, saw bands from Phoenix. You know, they come out here on tours. You know, and I was really happy to help introduce rap to the underground basement scene, because it was, you know, there's a little bit of division musically and just diversity-wise. You know, the people, they lived in the same place but on parallel lives. And now what's really cool is it's kind of meshed. And you have fantastic rappers playing in basements, playing at venues with rock bands, and that really brings everyone together. And that's that everyone wants to succeed. And, you know, y'all went out to that show, No Fun. That was all rock. But people want to hear what you're saying. And that's the thing. That was a good experience. And you see a whole nother side.
Exactly.
So let's move towards talking about some music. Throw a shoot on the mic right here, and hear what you got to say about what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Shoot the Artist, right? And when you guys hear Shoot the Artist, you may be thinking music, but I do abstract art, and my goal is to help people get out their comfort zones through my artworks. You know, my goal is to do 1,000 paintings. I'm currently on episode 327. You know, you can follow the social medias at the end. But yeah, I also just started painting last year May. You know, so I wasn't born an artist. I wasn't in art school. I didn't have an art tutor. The reason I got into art is because, you know, I was going through a deep, dark depression. And I know a lot of people suffer with mental health. So I also want to help connect with people on that level. Like, if you are feeling sad and depressed, don't know how to express yourself, you know, grab yourself a color pencil, a crayon, a paintbrush, and paint it out.
Express yourself.
You know, some people take it out on other people, and you end up ruining great relationships. And I feel like that's one of the problems in the capital region, Albany. You know, not a lot of people have good ways to express themselves, but it's not a lot of venues. It's not a lot of avenues. You know, it's not a lot of places that, okay, I'm feeling sad, depressed. Let me go over here. Maybe I could paint something out. Let me go over here. They having a karaoke night. Let me get this out of my system. No, you might take it out on your loved one. Whether you a college student or you live in the city, you know, because everybody got their own problems. Family be bugging, your friends is bugging, you know. Professors be wilding, mothers be wilding. You know, it's crazy out here.
We're all wilding out here, you know. You got any specific influences, you know?
So, my specific influence when I first started painting was Bob Ross, because I seen that he had did like, I think it was like 20-something seasons, and he did 400-something episodes. So I was like, okay, he got the amount of fame and success he got based on 400. Let me do 1,000. So now each one of my paintings is an episode. That's inspiration for me.
That's dope.
You know, and I also want to bring financial literacy into the community through the artwork, because there's multiple ways that I can monetize off of this artwork. I don't even have to sell it. The artwork could be sitting on the wall forever, but I can make $1,000 off of it by monetizing it in different ways. And that's where it tie into the crypto NFT. Yeah, people scared of it right now. But listen.
Yeah, you know, it's
scary.
I understand the
situation.
I think things like blockchain and NFTs probably have more longevity than crypto coins.
Yeah.
Because of just it's more
tangible,
and
value.
yeah, in crypto with the obviously the crash, it's much more. It's pure speculation. All money is, all stocks are, everything. But it can be, you can pump up Dogecoin and then but with something like blockchain and NFTs, that I think we're in this like awkward adolescent phase of it where things are working, some things aren't, and what comes out of it, of the chaos, will be something that works. So it's the innovators, people who aren't afraid to try. For me, my personal issue was that the coins at least use a ton of energy.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about NFTs though is it's based not on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. And Ethereum, the new version of it, 2.0, they changed the way that it is verified. It is way less energy intensive. Bitcoin uses the amount of energy as Argentina does every year.
Wow.
That's how much it is, and we can't change it because it's locked. So it's the new stuff coming out. I know. I just choose it because for environmental reasons, like I was saying. I actually I invested a while ago in a stock that they were like the only Ethereum and Bitcoin mining company. Like NASDAQ listed, and they're based in Sweden and Canada, and it's entirely green energy, closed circuit, the way they do it. So, yeah, and people are talking about, I think there's ways to move into these new avenues while doing it in a sustainable way. What you were mentioning about mental health and art, for me, I mean, it's definitely a form of therapy. I have bipolar, and I'm pretty open about that because, for me, music and art, it allows me to channel it out, and instead of just having all this like either depression or manic energy, I'm able to exactly find different avenues, express myself. Even I'm not an artist, I was surrounded by art books. My mom went to FIT, did interior design. My dad's a musician. I'd go to like smoke-filled dive bars and see him play. I don't have the coordination for it, but I know what looks good and what sounds good. And just being around that, being around creative types, it energizes me. My day job, I sit and approve grants all day. It's not, super fulfilling right now. It's a good job. I get paid okay, but I don't, you got to feel stuff with your soul.
Yeah, definitely.
And the reason why I go to like 5 shows a weekend, I just did, I think, 5 or 6 this weekend, is because it makes you feel alive. And with mental health issues, it makes me feel like I'm here. I mean, I'm like mindful. Like there's a purpose. Human, because I think people they don't really think about arts anymore. Unless you're going to like a specialized place like Albany, they're throwing millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars into new business schools and the Homeland Security, and that's great. And it makes my degree worth more the better the school gets. Great. Right. I went to poli-sci. But they're completely defunding all the music programs, and that's something our chief engineer here, DJ Schmidt, has talked about, and he's working with the music department. And I think it's St. Rose, the college, very famous music production program. During COVID, their budget was cut, and tons of the bands that come out of the scene that you guys saw, a few of them, they're from St. Rose. And the fact is that they were begging. Jimmy Fallon, who was an alumni there, he went for 1 year and then dropped, and he got an honorary degree. They were begging him for funding because they're like, "Where's the money?" People want to spend money on things that they see immediate effects, right? Yeah. But art isn't immediate. You can feel art, but the lasting impact of art can be way longer. Yeah, and it
can last for years.
For years, forever. People don't remember.
You can pass that down.
Lots of stuff about people, but they remember what Van Gogh did, and he was mentally ill, extremely, and so were a lot of them had bipolar. That's including certain artists we're not going to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, it's real.
It's real, and I think it's about being able to be open and talk about these things, and like how do you prevent homelessness? A lot of it is dealing with issues of mental health and PTSD and stuff like that. So to get a little more to get a less heavy topics. No Face. Let's talk about your name, by the way, because I'm a huge Ghibli head. And I think we mentioned this briefly. No Face from Spirited Away, iconic character. And why did you choose that? And I kind of understand why you picked that, but let's let the listeners hear.
So this has a whole backstory to it as far as No Face. So No Face, it came from the cast of Broken TV. That's where the nickname came from. Now, Broken TV is something that we worked on as far as a podcast before the Nah Mean Show. And with that, I was the guy behind the scenes, and you never saw my face. And after a while, it just started to get a ring, like No Face Rel. Like, everybody else was on camera and stuff, so it was like No Face Rel.
You're on camera right now, though. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So I kind of just took it and just ran with it, and I still do that on this, as far as the Nah Mean Show, and I kind of do the back end stuff on that, but now I kind of show face, but now with a mask on, and I want to go a little bit deeper into that, far as with different masks and all that, but yeah, No Face. That's where it pretty much came from the guys from my cast.
And it just worked out that one of the most iconic characters is also called No Face.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
So when they hear that, they're like, "Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
this guy's spooky.
Yeah.
spooky.
Be aware.
Nah.
Doing some business."
Yeah, I mean that's smooth too, because when somebody hear that or no face is going, just like how it rings in your head, they gonna probably think the same. Like, okay,
They get
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like a sort of a attraction right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, like most modern hip hop heads are complete weebs, you know. And it's so true though that growing up it was so weird, but then the second black culture takes it, like, oh, now it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it be,
Yeah.
because trendsetters now, fashion. You know, we have you go to you know, anime convention and you got streetwear. You know, I love streetwear. That's actually something I'm moving to. An anime street culture with hip hop is something I've really always admired, and the amount of just pushing culture and taking, you know, influences from a place like Japan and bring it into mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite show is Cowboy Bebop, and the amount of conversations I had with people who are hip hop heads. Samurai Champloo came after that. Najube is one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time.
You know his joint. You know his
Yeah.
joint.
Dropped that and then died right after, man. Come on, like, how do you do that? You know, just really.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man, mixing culture, that's what I love about just music. Is for me, I just listen. I play a lot of international music, and I have no idea what half of they're saying is, but the voice just becomes another instrument when you
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for, you know, people who wouldn't have opportunities to meet and talk to be able to do that, because people are afraid of what they don't know, and they don't know if they don't give themselves opportunities.
Exactly.
You know, and within Albany itself, a lot of it is because we live in these parallel lives. You know, college kids living in the same areas as people. You know,
That's working.
they call townies, but
Yeah.
they're
Townies.
yeah.
Townies.
But like it's more
Townies.
they're people.
Yeah, they're
people are
people, yeah.
people, and you
Yeah.
know things like
Yeah.
those events and No Fun and what me and some other people are trying to do and help bring that to Albany. What y'all are trying to do.
Yep.
It's so important because we're not going to get anywhere unless we work together in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all share the city and the planet. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So specifically for the podcast, so tell me about you know, what's your philosophy on it, you know, the kind of guests you bring in, and you know what you like to talk about on it, because you all have already done a nice amount of episodes,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And how long have you been doing it for?
So with the Nah Mean Show, it first started out last year, called the No Face Radio, and it was kind of when we kind of slowed down with Broken TV a little bit. I kind of wanted to make something my own, since I seen everybody else on camera and on audio. So I just started out with audio on that, and then eventually this year I changed it to the Nah Mean Show when I introduced Shoot the Artist on the show. And I worked with him on Broken TV as well. He was a co-host on there,
Facts.
and he helped me edit a lot on there, so it was easy to just bring him in. And then as far as what we're talking about, like on the Nah Mean Show, we're talking about like financial literacy, we're talking about culture things, lifestyle, and as far as with lifestyle betterment, like I'm trying to give like different steps. It might be like 6 pointers on how to eat better or get some better sleep, and just tying those in when you could like go back to all my episodes, and if you apply those to your life, and sometimes I go back and look at them and be like, you know what, I gotta refresh myself on my own stuff. And it's like, if people would look at it that way, and I think it's a good thing. And as far as we also talk about like celebrities and, you know, the headlines, but
things are happening, you know?
Things are always
Things
happening.
are happening. So you really got a full variety there, you know? And lifestyle and all that. And so how do you tie in what's happened here locally on the local level?
Now, as far as with local,
And what do you want to do with that?
now we have Shoot the Artist, and he's far as big with the art, and far as with the
Being out
kids,
there, yo.
far as with
That art.
these pop-up shops and getting into different areas where we could expose it. And he does painting with Shoot, and painting with Shoot, I feel like connects a lot of people. Like,
Yeah, so the bigger goal, like I said before, each one of my paintings is an episode. So I eventually want to get to the point where, say, painting would shoot 500, right? But instead of it just being me on camera, it's a room full of other people with canvases and brushes, and they're painting with me. Like, we're all painting together, you know? We're all...
Bob Ross, the modern Bob Ross. Over there.
Exactly, you know? So...
That was smooth, man.
But I've also seen it happen in person where different peoples from different places come together through painting, through a piece of art. You feel me? I don't really do the regular, try to paint this specific one. I might be like, okay, we just gonna use squares or circles or just one shape to express how you feel. But yeah, that's the bigger goal, to try to connect the community right here in the capital. So it don't matter what walk of life you from. You could just walk in and be like, hey, can I paint with Shoot? Yeah, everybody can paint with Shoot. It don't matter.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's one of the bigger goals. But then also, while we painting with Shoot, I want to help people monetize their painting they did. So now, for example, we got merchandise. You make a painting, now you get some non-mean shows gonna be on the front, but your painting is on the back of the hoodie. That's your hoodie for you. You could keep that forever. You could wear it everywhere. Like, yeah, I made this painting on the back. Feel more inclusive.
Giving people something tangible, right?
Utility, value, so they feel connected, because that's what a community is about, right? Feeling connected.
Can I throw a curveball at you right now?
Yeah.
What do you think about AI art? You're someone who's a tech head, but you're also someone who does traditional art.
I know.
You know, I actually made my posters for my show in 20 minutes, 10 different ones, beach themed, completely different art styles, completely different things. 20 minutes with that in Canva. So, you know, I love traditional art. I'm a big animation head. I love supporting art, but we can't be Luddites, you know, like they used to smash computers and print presses when they were made. We need, you know, when digital design came out on pads, they're like, oh, I'm never going to do this. I need to scan animation cells, but obviously that wasn't practical. Where do you see the tools being used, and how do you think traditional artists should adapt to it? And you know, how we looking at art should do it in a way that leaves room for actual artists and not just computers making, because they're already going to make decisions with everything. Why let them control what creativeness is?
It's already happening.
I mean, it's picking from, like, the AI takes, you know, meshes of millions and millions of existing art already, which is already an issue because they're copying art, but it creates something new, and that's what all artists do, right? It's an internal brain part of it. So I know that's a little bit of a heady question, but I'm just genuinely curious to think what, you know, to hear what you think of that.
So this is my genuine opinion on it. I'm going back to the monetization of art. So yes, if you're a traditional artist, whether you doing the digital or you doing traditional, right? Find different ways that you can make money off of your art. Yeah, the AI, people's finding ways to cut you out. But what if you have a hoodie and people like your specific art? The AI can make all the art at once, but is people going to buy that? People can't connect with that AI. They don't know the AI's name. What's the AI artist's name? So if you could create a community and utility around your artwork that's just more than the artwork, that's bigger than that, then you could do that. AI can't create a little club that only people who bought that art from that person could join. The AI can make all the art at once. It can make its own club, but they can't join your club. So
I like that.
Do you guys want to add to that?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's definitely definitely open, because the digital, is definitely cool to look at, but sometimes that physical art or that hand woven type of art, you see it in the house. You knew that somebody took quality time to make that, and opposed to looking at a digital art, you know, it's cool, but it's like that printer just, you know, Xeroxed it real quick out the machine, so it's like it's a different feel to it. So I feel
I mean,
like
I could say that people would probably like some people like convenience, so like doing that, you know what I mean. But at the same time, like I think passion over passion is just over. It overdoes everything. You know what I mean? Like
100%. You know,
AI can't. It's not really. It has no like.
doesn't have a soul.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have a soul. You know what I'm saying?
You know, ghost in the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
That-
Ghost in the
I like
Shell.
that one.
Exactly.
Ghost in the
That's
Shell.
one of my. That's one. Yeah, a little.
It's one of your favorites?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, that's
That's
there's some
cool.
really heavy philosophy in there too. You know, as we
Yeah.
transhumanism and all that, how we move forward, and you know, how do we work together with the tools that are given to us? You
Yeah.
know, because humans have been using tools since we could pick up sticks.
Yeah,
You know?
I was just about to say the little toy. Remember the little toy that you could you shake it, you draw it with the
Yeah, the
little
Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah,
Etch-a-Sketch.
that was like
Yeah.
the, you know what I mean? That was like the first, one of the first little art thing. You know, like as a
first,
kid.
Yeah, first canvas.
That's
right
how my
there.
brother. Like my brother is a he does art. And he,
I've seen some extremely detailed Etch-a-Sketch art.
Yeah, and then that's how he started drawing.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
AI will allow people like me who can't draw to get my ideas out of my head, and then let actual artists do that.
Mm.
You know, I think honestly, and this is my practical view on it. It's gonna hit certain industries, mostly concept artists, who are being paid to make art as quickly as possible, as cheap
Yep.
as possible. And why pay someone $200 to draw me a concept of you know something when I can just get an AI to make hundreds of it in a few minutes?
Yeah.
Right. So those are the people who have to learn new skills.
Yeah.
And with everything, when we move to green energy, there are people who are in coal have to learn. But
Mhm.
knowing what's happening and knowing it gives us time
Yep.
to transition. And if you put your head in the sand, like, you know, and act like nothing's
Yep.
happening, or say, oh, it doesn't matter, or just keep buying real art, you have to know how to transition while keeping your roots. You know, because
Exactly.
art matters. Art will always matter. Art has mattered since the beginning. Before we could talk, we had cave painting. Before we,
Yeah.
first before we could speak, we were probably hitting sticks on rocks to make
Mhm.
sounds.
Yep.
You know, we will always express ourselves,
Yep.
and I guess it's just really just natural evolution, being sped up a little faster now because
Yeah,
AIs
well,
evolve
yeah.
a lot faster than we do.
Only it's getting sped up a lot.
Yeah,
Real
and
fast.
hopefully the biggest issue we have to worry about with AI is art, and not that they're probably going to control our nuclear arsenal and all that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
It gets deeper. Like
Oh, it gets real deep.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets
So it's
real
like-
deep.
Yeah.
And this, so we got to think about how it affects us personally right now, and that's all we can really handle.
Yeah, exactly.
You're only in control of what you can control.
Yep.
And trends will change. Trends always change. You can adapt to them, but you also don't have to lose yourself in those trends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, only an artist can create a community for themselves. And so being insular and being isolated from a community, which is what some artists do in other places, not Albany, and it's isolating, and they're the ones who are going to get hit harder. Places like here where we can work together.
Yep.
You know, that's
Mhm.
what I'm doing with my clothing line. People have been asking for since I stopped doing my venue and I moved it to a brand. When's the laundry merch coming out? When's it coming out? And I said I don't know, because honestly I didn't want to do mass produced stuff where I'm
Yeah.
printing out all the same thing. I hate fast fashion. I thrift almost everything. Most
Yeah.
people my age do too. And I thought, how do I take the existing, love for thrifting, for vintage clothes, and move that into an actual clothing line? So what I'm doing is one of one, completely unique items made with different artists I like. Little capsule drops. I'd love to work with you guys if you want to. But yeah, and part of it's going to go to charity and basically just cover my costs of getting the item.
That's cool.
And I have a full-time job. This isn't having a stable career, even if it's boring, allows you to not be a starving artist and be able to
Yeah,
help out
exactly.
other artists and not
Exactly,
feeling like
yeah.
I'm treading water.
That's
Yeah.
number one.
And be able to see the full pool and where the end is.
Yep.
You
That's a fact.
And we should all be eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the table.
Everybody eats.
You got
Yeah.
fun in some type of way.
That's a fact.
Mark Parker.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, let's hear it, because I know you when we talked at No Fun, you were telling me about some of the clothing you were doing. You just gave me an awesome shirt I'm going to be
It's
wearing.
reflective too.
Yeah, it is reflective. So that way, when I'm running at night, the cars won't hit me.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, Mark, let's hear.
I go by Mark Parker. And, Mark Parker came from. I had started like 2 years ago. I had started doing photography, you know, and I wouldn't say it was like a depression or a mental health thing. I just felt like it was therapeutic.
Yeah.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? So, Mark Parker came from, because I geek out sometimes, and I like Marvel, you know what I'm saying? So it came from Peter Parker. He was a photographer for Daily Bugle. So I branched off of that, and I renamed myself Mark Parker. And then, you about to say something. All right. But yeah, now I rebrand myself Mark Parker, and that was basically going to be the name of like my photography. That's like my photography name. So when somebody comes book me, whatever, they book Mark Parker. And then after that, I had put the camera down for a little minute because I had like a stalemate, and because I was battling myself to where like if I wanted to do clothing, you know. So, but then I wrapped my head around it, and I got into clothing, and I gave you the shirt. It's called Archive, and I came up with that name. So that's what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Making clothes, and I actually used to work with Shoot Your Shot and No Face on a previous Broken TV, and we got together like real like last month or something.
Yeah.
So around that time,
He hit me up out of the blue with it, and then when he hit me up, it was one of those things where it was like, all right, it's definitely gonna work out because me and him is so chilled and relaxed, and sometimes me and him might agree too much. So he's gonna be the guy.
Let's get some name labels.
Yeah.
So for the people who aren't in the studio. So you worked with Shoot originally first before you worked.
I worked with both of them on Broken TV.
yeah.
Right. So, you can continue. I apologize. It's just not everyone knows who he and then he is. You know.
Shoot Your Shot. We all worked with each other on Broken TV, and I'm the guy. I'm the guy that's gonna challenge. What you're saying, you know. Not saying like I'm gonna challenge everything you say, like but if I feel like
It's a different.
yeah, if I feel like I don't know if that's I'm the one that be like, nah, I don't know if that, and I'm gonna come up with my my 2 cents, my own perspective on things, and that's what makes the podcast good, because then that's when everybody they see that and they draw in, like, and then you got other people like, nah, I'm going with Shoot Your Shot. And like, nah, I'm going with Mark, and I'm Marcus, you know what I mean? So
I want them to gravitate to
it actually worked out. So that's basically what I do.
Okay, wait. Well, for everyone listening, the reason they call me Shoot Your Shot, because I also have a clothing line. It's called Shoot Your Shot. Well, it's more like a lifestyle brand. It's about getting out your comfort zone and trying something new, no matter what. If you want to go live in that country for a little bit, live there for a month or two, see how it treats you. At least you could say you could try it.
At least you said try it. That's
yeah,
good.
you gotta try it.
A lot of people are really scared to get out of their comfort zone, to leave their hometown, to meet new people.
Yeah.
And or wear something different that you're not used to.
Yeah, that's a fact. Fashion's.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm getting,
because you don't know if anyone's gonna if they're mess with your clothes. They're like it,
Yeah.
And you gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah. I'm going through it now, but I had a couple of people that actually had clothing lines before I did, so it was actually good for me, like, seeing that before I dropped mine, because it gave me a good a good state of mind of how I wanted my shirt did, and what type of vinyl I wanted on it, or how I wanted it did. So like, it was actually good to see other people come out with their clothing line before and actually a lot of them was my bros, so that was good too.
So you learned from what worked and what didn't work.
Yep.
And how you how you want to go forward with it.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta learn lessons. That's the thing though, right? Being surrounded by other creatives.
For real.
You're able to see what works. You're able to, it's not in a vacuum. You're not by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a community, and also everyone wants to support each other. So you're there for them. They're for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing about creators. As far as where we come from, we call ourselves Do or D4Os. Might hear it at a show or a festival, like people screaming it out.
Yeah.
But it's a bunch of creators around us, whether it's rapping or a camera guy or got his own store with merchandise. Like, so it's a bunch of us that just are creative, and we're kind of from that flower pot, or under that umbrella. So it's just amazing just to be here and just getting our foot in the door and just trying to get exposed out there.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about that. It's like a collective.
Yeah, it's a collective.
So how that started, and it's like based in a certain area or just
here in Albany. So just friends and family.
Basically, yeah, friends and family.
Yeah, so friends and family, and then everybody got their own niche.
Yeah, if anybody ever interested, they got a store right there on 216 Central Avenue. One is Rap Deals. He does interviews. He got merchandise. He also does other services. The next door, 217, that's the lab. That's for the recording studio. If you a local artist, you want to come through, lay some tracks.
He's a producer.
Yeah, CTP. He the producer of that studio. Also, they have the event space. So if you want to throw an event or whatever, you could go there and throw your event as well. So yeah, check us out, 217 Central Avenue.
That's how you do it.
I really like Central Avenue, and there's some of my favorite food is on Central Avenue.
Yeah.
They got the full like ethnic, just everything, man. If you want,
they actually
there are
do,
4 halal places to get food. Restaurants. Well, not restaurants. Markets.
Yeah.
There's Taiwan noodle. I don't know if I'm allowed to give specific recommendations, but go check that out.
Ramen noodle spot.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I went to the ramen the other day.
The ramen noodles.
Mark, I know you like good ramen.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's getting cold too, so
yeah,
it's ramen season, baby.
I really like. I'm a cup noodles guy. I like my noodles in a cup. You know what I mean? I like
simple.
I like those. Yeah. Those my go-to. If you want to know, hot and spicy chicken. You know what I mean?
That's some flavor?
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shoot some now.
Yeah. It's good.
Food is culture,
yeah.
and Albany's got great food
I
culture.
Love food, man.
That's one of my favorite things about here, and I don't understand how people do not immediately know that.
Yeah,
I live right near Lark Street, so it's really easy to be like, oh, should I cook?
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well go to Herbie's. Might as well go to this place. Might as well go to that place.
Oh, Herbie's is a good spot.
Yeah, that's only been a year.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they got a cool place on Lo-Fi Bar too. The owners own both of that, and they're both like in these vintage aesthetics. Herbie's is like 50s, and Lo-Fi is like 60s.
Okay.
And I like that kind of like innovation. Trying different stuff. I think Albany needs an arcade bar.
Yeah.
I think it would do so well. They used to have one
at Crossgates. So Crossgates.
I hate Crossgates, but that's
where the 99-cent stores at like the food court.
Oh, back in the day.
Used to be a large. That whole area was just game arcade, and it was just like
stop making money.
Whenever you go shopping there and stuff, like get dropped off by the parents and a couple quarters. It was dope. The fact that you mentioned it.
Yeah, but the adults want to play some arcade too. So arcade bars are huge. There's in Brooklyn and Manhattan. I was up in Green Bay. They had a huge one. Just in Rochester. Like they're everywhere. And I think there's one in Troy. I think Franklin Alley.
That's smooth.
Yeah, I think I think that would do pretty well here. Street Fighter. I'm a fighter guy. Yeah, Mortal Kombat and Super Smash.
Okay.
So Mark, if you ever want to play, I got you.
All right. We could definitely do that. Take you up on that, man.
That sounds good. So, as we're getting to the end of this, because the next DJ will be coming in soon, just some thoughts y'all have if you wanna talk about it, or just get it out and say like, what you're looking forward to,
So for the Non Mean show, coming season 3. We're looking to do a little bit more skits, looking to do some more interviews. And the touch base as far as the Non-Me show, we're looking to do some more interviews as far as with, you know, the lifestyles of your regular day people, you know, and whether they're farming or, you know, they got a business that they're running. I kind of want to connect with those type of people that are getting their business up from, you know, from the mud, and kind of have their story and kind of get them exposed and bring it all together. I also want to shout out to Chaz Money. He has a dope song with Jadakiss called What If. You guys should go check that out on all platforms.
Definitely.
That's pretty much it. You guys been blessed. You guys.
Well, I guess you could look for us coming up soon. You know. Oh, and actually look out for my merch. I'm definitely got my foot in the door. You will see more merch.
Archive.
You know what I mean? Archive the lifestyle. You know, born from love. Yeah. So that's.
Oh, that's great. Born from love.
Born from
that's
love.
iconic right there, man.
Yeah.
Get that on a wall or something. I love street art too, so I don't know if you ever do any of that, but Capitol Wall, shouting them out. They do some really great stuff downtown, and we gotta bring in that culture too.
Yeah,
Albany's got some great canvases, some big ones, you know.
Yeah.
And now hopefully we'll do something with that ugly warehouse down near the water, you know, which the courts just ruled that the city can take. So we're moving. And the parking lot district the same week. I think it was probably the same angry judge who was like, I'm done with this.
I know they had some guy that was, you know, holding it and
for years. And the parking lot district, which is the area right around the Greyhound station, this one family's owned like a few of the lots and just let it lay vacant because they make money on vacant lots. And now the city was able to repossess it and sell it to developers. So we're gonna have hopefully a lot more businesses in that area. So again, building up the north and the south, building up, south end of the warehouse, and our dispensary's coming soon. We already have 3 approved. So yeah, there's
even in the cannabis.
Cannabis business. That's gonna be huge. That's a whole nother conversation. Which we gotta get the branded ones and the art for that. But y'all, it has been a pleasure to have you guys on.
It's a pleasure, man.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Thank you for having
me.
Yeah, definitely. Also, my birthday this Friday,
Woo!
December 9th, so if you ever went to the local Cafe Madison on Madison Ave, I worked there all week, you want to come through, like, is Shoot the Artist here,
Cafe, like off near Lark Street?
No, Cafe Madison by North Fallon.
Yeah, okay. I know, right near the theater, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked there all week, so pull up. You want to give me a birthday present, birthday shout out, If you pull up and say happy birthday, I might give you a painting for saying happy birthday to me.
One more shout out.
One more shout out.
So one more shout out to Daydreaming /camera at Instagram. That's our amazing.
It's the man in the back.
Yeah, amazing videographer that he's unsilent. He's the no face. He's the real no face. So I want his hard work to go recognized. So if you guys ever need a video done, go check out Daydreaming Camera. He get it done. That's it.
All right.
That's it. Well, signing off. This has been DJ South Shore. We're gonna play a few songs, and then it's gonna be DJ Boojay. And have a good night. Stay warm, everyone.
That was good. Like that.
How'd that sound?
That was good, man.
Thanks, hold on.
Yeah.
Should be on. Speakers. It's weird. You should be able to hear that. There we go. Speakers were on for a sec. Don't throw that back. That's fine. Just I forgot the 2 of the speakers. We're chilling. Didn't say anything crazy. Thanks for not cursing on air or anything.
Did I say anything crazy?
No, you guys are good.
I was good?
You were good. That's good.
I be bugging for
That's good. No. That's great. I gave you guys a warning beforehand, right?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I didn't want to stop in the middle and say it. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. I did. I hope you guys enjoyed the music. And stay warm. It is really, really cold. All right. Have a good night. That's how you do it.
My man.
It's been a pleasure, seriously though.
Real, we gonna connect.
Oh,
This is only the beginning, man.
yeah. I mean, this is what I love when you can feel the creative energy, you know. So I don't plan anything in my interviews. I don't write questions. I don't do it. It's got to be natural.
Yeah.
You know?